Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2012 series. Currently we are on Season 4, Episode 3, The Weird World of Wyrm, and Season 4, Episode 4, The Outlaw Armaggon. But before we get into the reaction, obviously there are a few things that I need to talk to you about. First of which is why I haven't posted anything for a little bit more than a month. Well, it's because quite a lot of bad shit has happened in the last month or so, and most of it is personal, but there's other shit as well that has prevented me from doing videos, even though I've wanted to do them. The first bad thing that happened was that in the beginning of February, I got sick. Not from COVID, don't worry about me being sick from COVID, but I did get sick, and it was pretty bad. It's the sickest I've gotten at least in like 4 or 5 years, and the most annoying thing is not that the effects, like the sickness, was particularly bad, but for how long it lasted, you know, because like I already have nasal congestion issues all the time, and I take pills for that so I can actually breathe normally and live normally. But even they weren't helping me with the congestion, and that congestion issues continued for like 3 weeks after I got sick, and that was really annoying. So that prevented me from recording videos for a long time. But then right as I was starting to upload some videos and I was starting to get back into action, the Russian invasion of Ukraine happened, and I kind of had to focus on that for like 10 days. I kept watching videos and following the news about that because I personally am really worried about the direction in which the world is heading right now. Especially for the last like 6 or 7 years, it's been kind of depressing. And that is one of the reasons why I kept following it. And also because Ukraine is a country that in a way borders mine, because my country is on the Black Sea, Ukraine is on the Black Sea. So we only have one country in between us, Romania, and the border is not that big at that point. So it's a very close country to mine that might affect and probably will affect my country in some way, because we already have refugees coming here, and it's just been depressing, and I just haven't been able to turn away from that. I just couldn't justify to myself going back and doing reactions and enjoying myself watching cartoons while other people my age and younger are dying or suffering. It just didn't feel right. But then obviously the news started to kind of, I don't know how to say it, but like normalize, and like it started to become more of like a background noise, because it's been a thing for like 3 weeks at this point, so you obviously don't need to follow it every day for every little detail. And I was again starting to get back, and I recorded a couple of videos, don't know TMNT reactions, but I was going to be recording TMNT reactions, and then my grandpa fell and broke his leg, or got a fracture on his leg very close to the hip. It's not really clear what exactly he did, whether he broke or he pulled out his leg out of the socket or whatever. But the point is, he got hurt pretty bad. He had to go to the hospital, and again, I just wasn't in the right mind to sit down and record. Good thing is though that he's now back home, and he is at the moment for the most part bedridden, but he is trying to walk a little bit, since I guess it wasn't too bad. Although they did end up putting a nail in his leg, or whatever the term is for that thing in English, but it's essentially from like his hip up to the knee, there's like a nail now. And yeah, he's fine now. He's honestly, even in some way, he's better than he was before he fell, because he's had some alcohol issues, but I don't really want to get into that. So that also kind of took me a couple of days before I was able to sit down and record, which is what I'm doing right now. So yeah, a lot of bad shit happened in the last month or so. So yeah, right now things have somewhat normalized, so we are going to be getting back in action, and I'm going to be recording a lot of reaction today and tomorrow, probably going through all of season 4. But yeah, we'll see. The other thing that I also want to mention to you is the fact that we're actually very close to hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark. At the point of recording this video, I have 988 subscribers, which means we only need 12 people. So by the time I upload this video, I'll probably get to 1000 subscribers. But regardless, as I mentioned in the last couple of videos, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A video once we hit 1000 subscribers, and probably I'm gonna wait maybe to get like 1010 or something, once I upload at least like 2 or 3 TMNT reactions before I do the Q&A video. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, be it in regards to TMNT or some more personal questions or anything, really, I'll be open to answering those questions in a video, so comment them down below. I would prefer if you guys ask me questions that are not just for TMNT, although like I said, I don't mind answering for TMNT as well. I just prefer those other ones. But I will answer any questions you have about for me. So yeah, comment that down below. And yeah, before we get into the reaction, I guess I should also remind you that you can get a full-length version of these reactions over on my Patreon and my Ko-fi account, where by subscribing at the specific tier, you get access to every single full-length reaction that I have done, which means that you get essentially full-length reactions for every single episode except like the first 4 episodes of TMNT 2012, because that's when I started doing full-length reactions. But yeah, whether you want to do that, it's up to you. I don't want to force you or guilt trip you in any way, so it's up to you to decide whether you want to do that or not. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about, so without further ado, let's get into the reaction, starting off with Season 4, Episode 3, The Weird World of Wyrm, in 3, 2, 1. Wait, where the hell are they? Weren't they on a spaceship last?
We're not alone here. I can feel it.
Oh, what?
All 3 of them at the same time? This is so rad!
Okay, this gotta be a dream.
Don't hold back, guys!
You know, it is really interesting how all 3 of them, even though they're the same person, have very different fighting styles.
I don't think so.
It looks really cool on the inside. You know, I still really don't get how the hell are their suits protecting them.
Strange.
At least for April and Casey, they are actually covered, but for the turtles, they're not covered at all. Outside of their head.
There is no one left. My sensors detect nothing alive on board that ship.
Then what
So
is that?
eerie. It's like a horror movie waiting to happen. I don't even have to be psychic to get a bad feeling about this place.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling too. Like, this is totally boring. I wish something not boring would happen.
Careful what you wish for.
Huh? I got it. I bet they blew up the ship because
This definitely has some alien isolation vibes. That is... Oh, fuck! Oh, space zombies! Hell yeah!
Astro zombies? Wicked!
It is!
Let's get out of here!
Now that is some cool shit.
You're not getting my brain, zombie! It would help if you had some!
Oh shit!
Two up the raft!
Man, I love it. As a zombie fan and a sci-fi fan, this is like a dream come true. Ah! Okay, that was creepy, too creepy. I don't like that. A tesseract? Casey, what did you do?
Casey, what are you doing with that thing?
Huh?
The professor said it was extremely dangerous.
It's all right as long as he hasn't opened it. It is extremely open.
How about something important? Like Casey Jones becomes the ultimate superhero in the universe!
Casey, you already wasted a wish on those dumb astro zombies. Oh man, I wish you weren't such a big dummy. Oops, Donnie!
Uh-oh. What did you do to Casey? Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I don't like that at all. What is happening? He probably did it so it wouldn't hurt him. Why would he grant a wish that it's gonna hurt him?
Don't blast me! I know I was a little rude, a little wacky, a little off the wall! I'm so
Shoot him!
sorry. Not buying it, Wyrm! Get a face full of this! What? That's not fair! I made a wish!
Of course it's fair. Remember? Last rule.
You can never ever make a wish to hurt a worm.
Then that means he shouldn't be able to make the wish in the first place. You can't grant him... Oh, you didn't grant the wish then.
Worm is...
Honestly, with how much crazy shit is happening, this just doesn't faze me anymore. Okay, I see what's gonna be the thumbnail for this video.
Why did I make that last wish?
I need a little proof of your loyalty. Destroy the turtles!
I agree, Wormy. Let's squash him.
Casey, how
I think he's faking
I'm
it.
gonna take him out once and for all, I'm gonna need a wish.
Fine. You get a
See?
wish bonus.
Casey, I can't believe it. Who are you?
I
Wish?
never found that stupid hypercube in the first place.
What? You can't wish that.
My sensors detect nothing left alive on that ship. You should all return immediately. I believe I have a lead on the Triceratops mothership.
Hey, did you guys hear a voice? Never mind. I just had a weird sense of deja vu.
It's not fair! Come back and make a wish! You hear me? Let me out of here!
Nope, not gonna happen. Okay, so honestly, this was actually pretty entertaining. There was a little bit of a worry that I had for this season that it wasn't gonna be quite as fun as season 3, mainly because of what we had in the first 2 episodes, which again weren't bad, but just didn't have the excitement and fun that I feel like at least in early season 3 we had. Because I feel like even the second half of season 3 wasn't as strong as the first overall, because out of all the episodes of the show, the most memorable one is easily the Dream Beavers one, and I love that episode. And this episode is very much in the same vein of like crazy shit happening with no consequences, and pretty much because it's not happening in reality. And it was fun. It was fun and crazy, entertaining to see all the craziness happening. Though I feel like there was a little bit more comedy and it was a little bit more fun seeing it in the Dream Beavers episode. Maybe it's just the fact that I didn't expect to see shit like that in this show, but we did see it. And now it doesn't feel as refreshing or as shocking to see it anymore in this show. That could be one of the reasons why I did enjoy this episode as much as I did that one. But so far, this is definitely my favorite episode of the season. Although it's very much like a filler episode, like it didn't move the story forward in any way, so you win some, you lose some, I guess. But it was a fun episode. It kind of bothers me a little bit that it was essentially a genie episode, but instead of you explain it like a fifth-dimensional being who can grant wishes. It's like trying to say that his science is so advanced that it looks like magic to us, like the way he grants wishes. And I honestly wish the story was more about the zombies that we got in the beginning, because that was such a cool concept, and I love zombies, I love sci-fi, so it's like the perfect thing for me. I really wish there was a TV show about space zombies. Oh no, I just made a wish! Well, it's a good wish. I do want a TV show about space zombies. I mean, if there's one franchise that might do it eventually in some way, shape, or form, it's The Walking Dead. When they milk the cow dry at a certain point, they might do something like that. Especially because there's even the Rick Grimes X or whatever it was called, like comic book kind of special thing that Robert Kirkman did with Rick Grimes with a lightsaber and in space. So it's actually not that impossible for that to happen, but yeah, it was a really fun episode though. Like I said, I feel like the excitement and the funness was a little bit more in the Dreamweavers episode last season, but it's a pretty good start to these bunch of episodes I'm going to be reacting to today, so I'm pretty satisfied. It was a fun episode. I do really wish that we're going to get to the main plot and start moving it though, because I don't know, I don't really want... I know that that's probably what's going to happen throughout the rest of the season, but I really don't want to take the whole season to save Earth. It really is one of the things that I learned that it was going to be a thing about this show because I watched some reviews about the show, or at least I watched a review of the 2003 series and somebody made a comparison to the 2012 series, how this show takes a lot of time to move its plots along. And I really don't want that to happen, although it's obviously going to happen because they're gonna have the season be about either filler stuff sometimes or moving the plot forward with trying to get the pieces and everything. And I just don't want that because I feel like we're gonna be dragging our feet about finishing off the plot with the saving of Earth. If we save the Earth and then we go to the filler stuff, I'm fine with that. I just feel like it makes the filler episodes like this one more annoying than they otherwise would be, because I'm like, get to the main plot already instead of this goofy, albeit interesting stuff, you know? But yeah, I don't remember how I rated the Beavers episode. Probably now I would rate it like a 10 out of 10 because it's such a fun episode. But for this episode, I think I'm going to go with a 9 point... Let's go with 9.2 out of 10. I feel like the interest that I had for this episode kind of peaked after they had the zombies. A little bit after they got the zombies, and it kind of kept going down here afterwards. Not that I hated or I mean that it got really bad, but the peak of this episode for me was definitely the space zombies, because that was such a cool concept and I liked seeing the turtles fight them, and I wish that was what the episode was about instead of the wishes, because that just became a little bit too goofy. Like I can enjoy the space zombies, it fits, it's cool, it's interesting, but I don't know, it bothers me a little bit that it's like essentially a space genie that was granting wishes in this episode. But yeah, overall it was a really fun episode. I really liked it. And I can't wait to continue with the reactions. So let's get into episode 4, the Outlaw Armaggon, in 3, 2, 1. Is that the... Yeah, it is. It's Space Shredder. Who the hell are you meeting with?
It's been a long time.
You got a job for me, Drake?
4 humanoid turtles, mutant Terrans. They have managed to elude me.
Wait, why does the name Armaggon ring a bell?
Oh, I got talents, all right. You want them dead?
Is that the shark that I fought in TMNT Mutants in Manhattan?
The pink-skinned Terrans they travel with, for all I care.
I think it is. Man, it's so weird hearing David Tennant's voice modulated like this.
Since it's the only part of my original body left, I have done extensive research on brain matter, neurophysiology.
You never fully explained how you became a cyborg, dude.
Well, then allow me to enlighten you. Technology, when our friends, the Triceratons, came looking for me. The Triceratons attacked because I refused to build them weapons. They were furious.
So essentially the story from the 2003 series as well. Although in that one it was specifically the teleporter that they wanted to be built.
My robot assistant placed my brain inside its own robot body. It saved my life. Man merged with machine, and I was reborn. When the Triceratons found out I was still alive, they deemed me a criminal. A fugitive android.
Ooh. Spongy. Mike, if you had a brain, would you want somebody poking it?
This guy already tickled.
That is so
I have
disgusting.
great fear of losing my humanness. I don't want to be thought of as just a machine.
Into the void you go! Or not.
I'm located a derelict space station several astro miles away. It should provide cover from Armaggon. Let me start really.
Oh, that is way too close for comfort.
How can they leave without their space?
Wait, those are the same like the zombies from last episode.
Calcium dust? Oh no.
Are we going to be getting some overarching story about them?
Disintegrated. Let's shine some light on things, shall we?
What is with those people?
When we could see the place.
Those are the same suits.
Get away from me, please. My greatest fear, losing control, losing.
You malfunctioning? Talk to us, Professor.
Not safe. It's not safe. You see, I'm powered by a fusion core. That jolt, I could be unstable.
Donnie, translate for me. He's saying he's basically a big walking fusion bomb.
The original intent of my robot body was to be a fusion generator. It's why I tend to be a little nervous at times.
Great. Now he tells us.
Whoa, I love that dodging. Okay, the fights have definitely become much more interestingly choreographed last season and this season.
It's moments like this that make you smile.
The previous human crew sabotaged my thrusters, so I must use the Fugitoid ship to obtain my goal. Overmind will control all mechanical life in the known universe. Overmind will eliminate inefficient organic life.
Fugitoid, you can't let him do this. We gotta save Earth.
Earth is irrelevant. You will be mechanized and turned into Overmind's drones.
No, we won't. Oh, fuck.
Overmind has full control of this facility. Full control.
Come on, Fugitoid.
Yes, I am Professor Honeycutt.
Hell yeah.
You want leave of this station? You got it. Good, sir.
Man, I love David Tennant. He's such a good actor. I really like him in this role. He obviously stayed behind to save Leo.
Come on, Leo.
Man, this is kinda epic.
Move it, Leo.
I love how dramatic this episode is.
Oh yeah, turtle the big shark.
Yeah, I don't think things are really going according to plan. They're making a lot of enemies all of a sudden that I'm expecting that towards the end of the season or at least the end of the story arc, we're gonna have a face-off between those, and they might stop the Triceratops from attacking Earth, but not all these alien enemies that they're creating for themselves right now. So yeah, I don't have a good feeling about that. But okay, pretty fun episode. Not as fun as the last one. But like I said, I do really like the dramatic flair that this episode had, and it took itself like really dramatically seriously, and I feel like it took itself a little bit too seriously. Because I feel like if it wasn't so dramatic, like for example when the computer was on fire when it blew up, like the AI blew up, the way it screamed "no" was just a little bit too campy for me to really enjoy it. It felt a little too silly, but other than that, it was really entertainingly dramatic. I really liked it, and I really liked the location of this episode with like the station, the space station. It reminded me a lot of Alien Isolation, and I really like it because of that. And there's still the question about these spacesuits and what the hell happened to their owners, because in the last episode we had that giant spaceship that was destroyed that had zombies in it, and in this episode we have the same spacesuits and only like a disintegrated matter inside of them. Is that all we're gonna get about them? And please don't tell me right now, because if there is some really cool storyline this season that I don't know about, I would like to experience it for myself, so please don't answer me. It's more of a rhetorical question, but it is interesting. I hope that it's actually building up to something, because that would be really cool. But yeah, really overall pretty decent episode. Better. These two episodes are definitely better than the first two in my opinion. Not to say like the first two episodes were bad. I even enjoyed the second episode with Mona Lisa. But I feel like I like these two more, so there's that. And in terms of a rating for this episode, I think I'm going to go with an 8.9 out of 10. Still pretty entertaining, but yeah, it's just that. It's still pretty entertaining. Don't really have anything to add to it. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. I'm satisfied with this episode. Not every episode has to blow me away or anything, but I really did like the location. So yeah, I think this is it. So before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Shenches. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me and have continued to support me such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you, because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that, because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair, and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything, and that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link to the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!